Good morning, students. Good afternoon, whatever day or whatever time of the day that you're looking at this video. I hope you're having a good one. Now, we've watched some Georgia Okeefe videos and seen some of her beautiful artwork. Today we're going to use some of her principles in helping our students understand not only the beauty of women artists, but the beauty in their works. Now, as we know, Georgia Okeefe was very famously known for making things larger than life. She saw the beauty in some intricate parts and some details of just common flowers. So that's what we're going to have our students do today. So I'm just going to demonstrate. The first part of this lesson is going to be exploring and testing out our materials and seeing how they do. The second half that you will do later, the following week, is to make a beautiful enlargement of part of a flower. So what I would like you to do is either find some photographs or pictures of some different flowers or colorful objects. I found one here that I printed off. I especially liked all the different variances of the colors in it. Or you could find just an interesting part of a picture. If you have a color printer or something, you could find, if you do editing and that type of thing, you could just enlarge a small part of a picture, whatever. So this assignment is not to do a flower painting like we did of Vincent van Gogh, but you could take a part of this flower. Now, to help your students focus, I would like you to make just a small viewfinder, about a 1 inch by 1 inch or 1 inch by 1.5 inch viewfinder. If you want to do it rectangular, you can, because most of the papers or the work that we're going to work on is rectangular, of course. So to begin with, I'd like you to take your sketchbook. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I divided it into 4 equal squares. If you measured the pictures or the paper of your sketchbook, you would notice that it's 9 by 12, a half of a sheet of the 12 by 18 standard drawing paper. So we're going to actually be doing 4 different drawings in each of those squares. Now we're also going to be using our crayons or our oil crayons that you had picked up that I put in your goodie bag. So oil crayons, you're going to find out, are really cool for blending and laying layers of color on top of each other. They work a little bit like a crayon, but you'll notice that the oil part of them makes them very fluid, and you can really get some neat effects when you blend them with your finger or Q-tip or whatever you want to use. So what I'm going to do is take the picture that I like, and I'm going to move my viewfinder around and find some interesting shapes that I like. So I'm going to just turn the camera over here a little bit. Maybe you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. It might get a little darker, but it'll be a lot better than looking at me. So what I'm going to do is, now you're going to probably be seeing me upside down, but that's okay. You'll get the general idea. I'm going to place this over some interesting areas. I'll move it around. And one thing that it does, it'll make your students really look, and I want you to have them look at the intricate little differences in the colors that are there. Now I found a very interesting part here. You probably can't see it, but I'm going to sketch it into one of my 4 sections. I'm going to do just the basic outlines of the shapes, but make sure that your students really look to get a general idea of what is going on. And if you look really closely, you're going to see that the colors really change a lot, and there's different things going on inside this individual little 1" by 1.5" square that you can do. But if you kind of do a road map of the different shapes, it gives you an idea. Now I'm going to start out with some of the greens because they are pretty interesting in this. If you want your students to tape it there, you can, but I'm just going to leave it there, and hopefully I don't knock it around too much, but I get a general idea of what's going on. So I notice that a lot of my color is green. Oops, there I go. I should have taped it on there. But I think I can find it pretty close right there. So I'm picking the 2 greens that are in my bag, and then I'm going to do yellow, and I might even do a white, if I can find my white, because that's good to overlay color too. So I'm going to start out. I'm going to make this this green shape here. Now you'll notice the harder that you press, the more intense your color becomes. So I'm going to make some really intense oil onto my paper here, and I notice that if I want a little variance, I can put some yellow in the middle of it, just like I see in my photograph of the flower part, and I can even outline it or put some darker green in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'll show it to you when you're done. And I just keep adding layers and layers of color onto it because I want that interesting texture that is in my original piece. So I'm just going to watch here and see if I can get all the little different variations of that. And I'm starting to see that this green is actually going darker, and I'll bet if I put some blue into this that I'll get that darker green that I see in my small square that I have. So I would suggest that you don't really do a solid color that you add. Now, here's going to be your best tool that you have is your finger. And try and keep it out of your nose, students, because otherwise you're going to have green all over your nose and people are just going to mistake it for boogars and things of that nature. So hopefully you can get an idea of what I'm doing here, but it's really a lot of fun. Now I see a light blue going through, so I'm going to put some blue in here, and of course to make it that light blue that I want, I'm going to overlay some white on top of it. And it's okay to get this color, just blending it right in, because there's just all these little intricate things going on. So I want to get a light blue, and of course I don't have it because I got the smaller set. I didn't get the big set of 48 colors. I think I only have 12 colors, but that's okay. We can make do with what we have. And I'm going to take some blue in there. And I see that I have more green going on and little variances. So don't just do a wide range of colors, like one set color, like don't just do the whole thing in yellow green or blue green. You know, really look closely at whatever you're doing and really model the colors in there, and you're going to have a really interesting piece of artwork. So we're going to do this 4 times with 4 different views. All right, so that's going to be fun to do. I even see a real light green in mine as it's moving around my paper. That's why I think I should have, where did it go? Come on, where are you? Right there. I should have taped it on. And I don't see Mr. Tape Dispenser anywhere close, so we're just going to hope that I can keep it going. I'm going to actually put some white down first here, and then I'm going to see what it looks like if I mix some green, yellow green with it. And you notice it's a lighter green than I've had before. And I'm going to put a little Mr. Finger on it. And I'm getting some neat variations here, and then I see a darker green here again. And I'm going to put this up here so I don't keep moving it. And the color that's really bright in my drawing is the red. I have that red vein going through it, so I'm going to take some red, and of course I'll need some blue and pink and purple. And just I see there are some different colors in my example, so I'm going to do this blue spot here first. It's a real light blue. So I'm going to start with my white and just add a little bit of blue to it. But this is a good way if you've never worked with oil crayons or oil pastels, whatever you want to call them before. This is a good opportunity for you to really explore their possibilities, because you're going to find that they're really fun to work with. So this is really going to make it dance out when I add this red color to it. I'm looking at my inspiration of the drawing to get an idea, and the harder you push, the thicker the oil crayon goes down on my paper. And I notice that I have some different shades in there. So I'm going to take some blue, and we know that blue and red will give us a purple color, won't it? Now, if I went too far and I don't like all that, I'm just going to put some more red right over the top of it and tone it down. Are you getting the general idea of what I'm doing here? I think you are. So what we would do is do this whole square, and your assignment for next week, we're going to be practicing, and you are going to do 4 different views of a flower or a group of flowers, but extreme close-ups, and we're going to see how that works out. So once we get the 4 done, that is 1 week's work, okay? So you'll do 4 different drawings of 4 different views. So you'll move, you can use the same picture and move your viewfinder, your little square, around and do different things. Now, even though this might look like a solid color, the closer I look, I can see the little tiny veins in the leaves and the different variations of colors, and I can almost see the actual cells in the plant. So that's what I would like to see in your drawing. So this is going to be 1 square, then I'm going to move my viewfinder and do another square, move my viewfinder, do another square, and another square. So you're going to have 4 individual, let's see, they'd probably be about 4 by 6, 4.5 by 6 inches. drawings in this in particular one. And this is the first part of your assignment. The second part, we're going to take the one that we like the best and we're going to enlarge it onto a 12 by 18 piece of artwork. So this is basically going to be a 2-week assignment. So with that in mind, I would not procrastinate till the last minute because it is going to take a while. I'm going to put up in one of your messages some pictures of some of the finished products that students like you have done in the past. So if you have any questions, don't forget to email me, tjbeery@gmail.com, or on the school mail, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So, with that said, have a good day, and happy drawing just like Georgia Okeefe. See you around.